Is we live?
Hello people.
G'day, mate.
Good day, everybody.
You're so good at languages, mate. So good at languages.
I know.
Where has the week gone?
I know where it's gone for me, mate. But for you,
ridiculous.
a man of leisure.
Wow, let's not go too far. But all is right with the world as soon as I do this. It's another week.
Yes.
Just instantly we start bouncing. Bounce. Woo! Come on, if you're at home.
I've had to be playing music to keep me going.
It's a great tool. A great tool.
Nice green tea I'm having.
Ooh.
I was feeling it a little bit, I've got to say.
You were feeling it?
Yes, I thought, should I get a coffee? I was like, no, I'm not going to get a coffee.
I was going to say, green tea, mate.
Yes,
wow.
Green tea, man. Green tea.
Do you have a green tea making machine as well, or you can use the coffee?
No. I've got to say, my coffee machine investment was well worth it. I use it all the time. It's a lot better than the pods.
But isn't it a bit weird now you can't escape the house? Like
no, I do, mate. I still go and buy a coffee. The funny, I just I make an espresso with my machine, and then I go and buy a coconut flat white. That's almost daily.
That's your excuse. Oh, babe, I can't make the coconut bit.
No,
why are you going out and leaving me with the kids? Oh, yeah, I could go and make a coffee with my coffee.
No, my friend, I make the rules of the house.
Good. I'm happy about that.
Yes. I put my foot down. Okay.
Good teamwork. Good teamwork. Makes the dream work. So, thank you for joining us, guys. Say what, mate?
It seems like we're just ignoring people. We're just having a chat.
Wow, we haven't really just had a chit chat, have we? So
That's
for
true.
a while it seems like we're not ignoring you. We're just letting people come in. We love you guys. Thank you for coming in. The little competition. Let's get the little competition out of the way. Slavomir, boom. First to comment anyway.
Yeah.
We love that little competition. It's great.
It's
Facebook user, second. That's a worthwhile note. But please identify yourself.
If you don't claim your name, mate, it doesn't count.
Claim your name, claim your name. Something. Oh, what's that song? Da 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 da. Claim your name, claim your name. We should do a remix of that for this segment.
Yeah.
Do you know the song I'm thinking about?
Yes, I do.
What group was it by?
Beyonce, wasn't it?
Yeah. What group though?
I know it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And this is going to annoy him. Brilliant. If someone can answer before him, that'll be brilliant. What's the name of the group of that song? Da, 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 da. Yes, we got it. Someone beat you to it. Yeah.
Child, I knew it was a D.
Boom. Facebook user, you've got bragging rights here. Please identify yourself. So, say your name. Please click on the StreamYard link so that we know who you are.
That's very true, Daryl. We're interrupting Daryl's crypto training.
That's exactly what I said about sleep last night. I was like, what? Oh, no, I'm on just finish another video. I want to do another one. Sleep, you are interrupting my crypto training. But
mate, I am dreaming about cryptos at the moment. I'm literally, it's like 24/7. 24/7.
Ridiculous. At the moment. Frosty, you got it as well. Destiny's Child. Con, you also got it. Your pop trivia skills are impressive, gentlemen. Very impressive. Gaven, she's in the house. And she's looking forward. Apparently, you're an amazing human being to follow. I wouldn't go that far, but it will be interesting to talk about your time management skills for sure, because they are pretty impressive. Andy, can you do the accent? The Dolmio man accent.
I don't know the accent of the Dolmio man. What's the accent?
I don't know how I got away with it. And Dan, you must be telepathic, because I was thinking this just before I logged in. I was like, we were talking about people that I look like. I got some people were saying like Daniela Westbrook. I think Frosty's wife thinks I look like the guy from The Script, which my mum says as well. I get loads of people. I can't believe we didn't do you. I can't believe you managed to escape.
Well, mate, I'm very unique.
In the fact that you look like
no comparing me with anyone else. You allow that sort of behaviour.
You're unique.
More case of who looks like me, not the other way around.
apart from one character, the Dolmio man.
No, don't be silly.
I mean, I really want to get it up and just show, but that would be a little bit unprofessional. But if someone can post a picture of what I'm referring to, that will be very much appreciated.
No. Don't listen to this man.
Mr. Dolmio man. That was my best impression.
I'm assuming Michael means my face here, yeah? Not the...
I mean, take what you can get, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Take what you can get. Lauren's in the house. Good to see you, mate. It was up till 12 learning, then back up at 6 this morning to get some more work in before work. Nice. Boom. Good work, my friend. Awesome. So you tell me about this. What's this club room that you've been joining? You finally joined in with the crowd, right?
Yes. My good friend Sab invited me. It's pretty good actually. It's called, I think Katerina mentioned it as well. It's called Clubhouse.
Oh, Clubhouse.
Really, it's really interesting. I just joined and started. I mean, I've been super busy, as you know, but I joined and started listening to some of the rooms. I mean, it's a bit strange. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but from what I understand, it's kind of like just different rooms of people talking about different things. So I thought it was quite good. I'm going to get some ideas and maybe we'll set one up for trading. But yeah, no, it's interesting. So it's an interesting idea. I did try and invite you, Gavin, but for some reason your phone isn't working, just like your Wi-Fi.
Hey, you haven't sent it to the... I don't know where you got that number. That was a very random number. I've sent you another number, but you haven't...
That's the number that comes up.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, because it's not what comes up in my phone.
It's not your... Is that your... Not it's an Australian number, so... And it comes up...
Okay, so therefore it must be mine.
It has to be. Well, unless there's another Gavin in Australia, with it spelt with an E. They could be.
Fair enough. Maybe this is what it is. According to Frosty, they don't let any old riffraff in. Maybe that's the computer said no.
It could be that.
Could be that. I need another free gift gaff card. Yeah, we haven't had. It's been a while since we had. It's been a minute since we've had a chip in. I think we should have another chip in for my Wi-Fi. Please. Good reminder, Michael.
It's well, I don't want to jinx it, but we've been doing all right with the Wi-Fi.
Wow, you just jinxed it. And apparently, Clubhouse only works for iPhones. So my
Do you not have an iPhone?
iPhone 4, mate, cutting edge. Cutting edge.
You've got the iPhone 4. Have you got an iPhone?
Yes.
Are you sure? Show us proof.
My word is my bond.
No, proof is better.
I've even spoken about it, mate, when I went into the iPhone store.
Ah, yeah. Okay, fair enough. That looks fake, mate.
That's so funny. So just giving enough people enough time to come in and just having a bit of a chit chat. Hope you're well, guys, this week, by the way. This is your show, Pips Like a Pro, the live show. Bloody hell, fellas. You need a master's in espionage to get to these meetings. Fair enough. Said like a true 007 agent, because you haven't got a picture or your name up. So only we can deduce that maybe you are the spy, sir, or milady. Not sure right now. That's written like a guy. That's written like a guy. I'm pretty strong about that.
100%.
So please click on the link to StreamYard. You're here now. Well done. You can watch us on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, live in Facebook. And yeah, very good point. Very good point. Laura. Some good advertising for Apple here. That's not our intention. They can
they need to give us some royalties for that.
They've got enough money. So Frosty, thank you very much for posting that in the group. So that's the link that you need to click on, and then we can see your beautiful face and know your name, and we can go from there. So look, on a serious note, one of your superhuman strengths clearly is time management. And it's pretty amazing what you've been able to accomplish with regards to this time management. So do you want to talk about that, and like kind of how have you always had this superpower, or is it something that you've managed to learn, obviously being in the environment that you've been in? So in case you didn't see the little video that I did to pre-tease this show, obviously this week we've launched the Crypto Like a Pro program. We've got our students in that private group, and all the training is started. And Andy's showing his way of how he's made over 400% return on investment in just over 2 months, which is truly awesome. So we've got that. You've been coaching, and you've been doing a whole bunch of other things, trading FX still. How have you managed to kind of, like, are you able to slow down time? Are you one of like the Marvel Avengers in disguise, or how? Show us your ways, my friend.
I don't know if time management necessarily is my superpower, but I think I mean, put it this way. If I'm committed to something, it's just going to get done. I mean, just being transparent with people. You did say to me earlier, you did say to me, are you still okay to do the show tonight? Right. Mm-hmm. And I said, and for me, it's not even a consideration. Like it's just going to happen, whatever. Like I literally have to be dead for me not to deliver on my promise. So I think it's more a case of like, when you make something important enough, you just make it happen. It's really that simple. So whether that means you sleep less, whether that means, you work more efficiently, you work faster. I mean, to be quite honest, I work very well under pressure. But because I know myself, I put that pressure on me to deliver. So, yeah, I guess like if there's a tip for people. Oh, I can hear myself.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just checking that we are live. I was listening.
All right. I guess like, I make it important enough to make sure that I get things done. So, yeah, and I think like when you have to kind of know your strengths, and some people don't work very well under those conditions, but I would probably say, I don't know if it's which way around it is, but kind of working in those environments for years, working in high pressured environments where we've got to deliver results, that certainly helped instill that in me. But I also think I sought that out. I went for that kind of position because it suits who I am. So, honestly speaking, like I'm probably terrible at much easier jobs. Like I'd be terrible at them. Yes. You agree, do you? Well, and I've done other jobs that in the past where, I wasn't very good because it had no interest to me. So I think it's more a case of like when you're passionate about something and you've got a big goal and you have commitment and therefore all those three things create motivation. And then when you have motivation, your time, it doesn't matter what it is, you just do it. So you have to feel good about what you're doing. That's important, I think. And the great thing is like with trading or whatever it is that you choose to do, you're doing that as a second thing, or it's something that you choose to do. So if you're choosing to do it, then I'm assuming you enjoy it, in which case like you should be motivated enough to keep up with. And I guess like some people don't put that on themselves. They kind of set their goals quite low. But I always believe like set your goals big, and and you're much more likely to reach a really high standard. If you set your goals low, you will achieve it easily and you won't be motivated. So I think that's it. It's like we said, look, there's a need for people. People want to learn how to trade cryptos. And I've been doing it. I've been doing very well from it. And we said, well, look, realistically, we need maybe a month to get it done. And then I was like, well, the opportunity is now. It's not in a month. They need to learn this now. So what do? We just deliver it. It's just going to get done. It's going to get done in that time. And that's how it is. So it's like, well, they need it now because I don't know where it's going to be in a month. So I guess, again, it's just that commitment. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it properly. I don't want to give them something in a month where they've missed half the moves that they could have taken.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing on that is quality control as well, because it wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get something out. Like he's very stringent on himself, and he's like, well, if it isn't to a certain standard, then it's not going to go out. But it's really interesting, and thank you to Eleanor who's tuning in. Been blown away by the incredibly quick turnaround for the crypto course and the quality of the content. Kudos to Mr. Andy Demi. Thank you.
I want that in an Australian accent.
No way, mate. No way.
Guys, if you guys prefer Gavin to be doing the show in an Australian accent, please, please speak up.
Yeah, please speak up. You're free to speak up.
Thank you, Eleanor. I appreciate your.
It's not necessarily going to make a difference, but you can speak up if you want. It's completely cool. Although I have to say, like Aussies, if you're an Aussie, I love you, or a Kiwi, I love you, or anyone of the team humanity, I love you. But Aussies just they abbreviate everything. Like we were at this Crystal Castle thing last weekend, and even like there's a sign that says, "Make sure you use the hand sanny." Everything is abbreviated. Yeah, make sure you use the hand sanny, mate. It's just everything. Like I don't know people and straight away, oh, Gav, you all right, mate? Hey, Gav. Like I love it. It's really cool. It's like I don't know if it's like ultra friendly nature or something, but everything is abbreviated. I don't know how they would abbreviate it for you, like your name, but they'd find a way, and then they just make you feel really comfortable and really
me,
like,
AD, mate. All right, AD.
Hey, AD, nice one, mate. Coming for a surf, mate. So Julie wants to know, Andy, what's your daily routine like? Because does having a routine help with the time management and fitting so much stuff in? And also, yeah, let's answer that first, and then I've got another question off the back of that. So.
Sure. Well, I always brush my teeth.
That's good to know. That means you're fit to be a parent.
Exactly. I make sure that I shower and I brush my teeth before the kids. That's important to me. No. On a serious level. Yeah, I mean, routine. You've got to be flexible. That's important. Like in an ideal scenario, I have the same waking up time, my meditation, my exercise, and then on the market. So normally in that order. So I'd normally go downstairs, get myself like a lemon water, some kind of juice, smoothie or whatever, just to kind of get going. And then I try and avoid having a coffee first thing. And then normally, I'll be honest with you, I normally will have a look and see what's happened overnight before I do anything else. Like, so I'll get my morning smoothie, I'll get my lemon water, I'll kind of sit on my desk, I'll just have a look, see what's gone on overnight, just to kind of get an idea where things are, if there's anything I need to do with my positions. And then once I've done that, then I'll kind of like say, okay, everything's okay. Then I'll kind of look to do a bit of exercise, and then a meditation at some point in the morning or the afternoon, depending on how the day goes and what I've got to do. If it gets interrupted for different reasons, like where you have, children waking you up, or you're not sleeping or whatever, or other things come up, I try and maintain all those things, but I just push them backwards a bit. So like, I'll still try and have those things, but they just won't happen at the times that I set. So like, ideally I like to get up at 5:30, but if like right now, like if I'm going to bed at 12 or 1, getting up at 5:30 on a consistent basis isn't going to work. So I get that. So if like now I've committed to getting this crypto course to the level that I need it to be, and that means delivering multiple examples, all the things that I need it to be. So that means I'm sleeping late, because I'm so committed to that, which means that my morning routine has to shift. So I can't be up at 1 and then get up at 5 to trade. It's just not going to work. But what I am doing is I'm trading later. So now I'm trading at the times that I'm awake, and then utilizing that as content as well, because people are going to benefit from me trading live. So it's just being kind of creative and flexible, I think, is important to any routine, because I think the more rigid we are, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. It's almost impossible to maintain exactly the same plan every day, but we strive for it for sure. The more you can, the better, I would say. If you don't have those, if you do have a more easy routine, let's say, or less distractions, then for sure it's better.
And how did that, so I don't remember you answering this part. Did the hedge fund world shape that or accentuate that, or was that something that you've always had? And was there like a time when you thought, oh, crikey, I'm going to have to step up my game or learn some things, or has it always kind of been natural to you? The time management.
It's my personality, yeah. It's in my personality. Like, I mean, you can ask people like, or my wife, when like, especially when I was younger, a lot younger, like I'd play five-a-side like it was the World Cup final. It was like, we are in this to win this. There's no, we're just going for a little run. Or so for me, like everything that I want, everything that I do, if I'm committed to doing it, I'm going to give it 1,000,000%. And then whatever the outcome is the outcome. But as long as I've done my bit and I've given everything that I've got, do you know the worst feeling for me is not giving 100%. And it doesn't, if I don't give 100%, it means that it doesn't matter what the outcome is for me. Like it won't feel good. Like win or lose, it won't feel good if I haven't given my all to something. So I don't know if that's a strange personality or strange mentality, but yeah, I can't do things at half measures. It's just, I have to go all in. And I think, or I choose not to do it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I think, I don't know if my brain's not probably working properly what your exact question was, but whether that was kind of like, I think it's my personality. I don't think, but yes, being surrounded by winners, being surrounded by, I mean, the guys that I was being surrounded by, I've got to say, some of them were absolute lunatics in terms of their routine. Like there were, some of them were young, and they would be like one guy I remember was cycling, 2-3 hours a day, like he was going to be, going to the Olympics, and eating super good. So when you're around that winning mentality, you can't help but need to be there. And I think we speak about your environment so much. It's so important. Your environment and who you speak to about your dreams, it's everything. Like, I can tell you that, I mean, this is me being honest with you, actually. I speak about 1% of what I want to achieve to my parents, because they're not on board with my mentality.
Same here.
Yeah. So, and it's by choice, because I know that if I say something, and parents have a real influence on people, it doesn't matter what your age is, they're your parent, and they have that sort of power over you. So I choose what I share with them. So like if I've got this crazy goal, I'm just going to share that crazy goal with a few people that I know will say, do you know what, that's not so crazy, we can do it. That's what I want, right? Because and when you find those people, it's great, because that's the environment that's going to, these successful, super successful people, these billionaires, that part of it has to be their environment. Like, you have to choose your environment. And I guess like that's why we're so strict with how we run our Forex Traders Club group. Like, when I see people in there spamming, well, we could just ignore it, right? And most people are smart enough just to ignore it, but it makes a difference to the environment. It's like it's adding a bit of some toxic energy in that group. Like, hey, click the link and make $5,000 a week. Thank you, Mr. Graham. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so I think like, it's so important. So really, really choose who you share information with. It's vital to your success. Share it with winners. Share it with people that think anything is possible.
Very interesting. You've answered, and thank you for sharing that. One of my questions was going to be, what are your parents like? Have they kind of given you that environment of like time management and achieving and stuff like that? But it sounds like it's maybe it has just, you kind of just have, because there's nature and nurture, right? Either you're born with it or you can condition yourself to become it. They're generally the two options that we have for whatever it is that we want to do. And it's interesting that most people have to condition themselves to it. So, for us that aren't as naturally inclined with time management and organization, what are some of the things that we can do to kind of implement that in? Because I used to be of the mindset of, oh, well, I'm creative. I don't do anything regimented. I don't have a routine for anything. But actually what I've found is the more I've achieved things, it's because I've had some sort of routine as the core foundation. And then from that space of foundation, I've then got the springboard to applying my gifts and my creativity and whatever it may be, and being in the moment. Whereas if you're too in the moment, you're just going around in circles. You never really have that direction. So what can you speak about to people that don't necessarily have that skill right now? What would be some of the ways to start implementing that?
People move when they don't move on tasks. They move on emotions, and they move on benefits. So we can talk about a bit, and that's the thing. You can read. There's so many books about being organized. Like a great book, for example, is Atomic Habits. Great book, but if you read it and then don't action on it, then it's almost like worthless information to you. So it has to firstly before. So the how, there's millions of people more qualified than me to tell you the how, but I think the motivation to do it is the most important thing. So like, you know, I think it's about thinking about what is it that's going to help. So if you could do this, this, and this, right? If you could do this routine, if you could wake up, Gavin, at 5 a.m. every morning, and if you could go for do an hour's exercise every day, if you could meditate for half an hour, if you could, whatever it is, and you think about that routine, you think, wow, imagine if I could do that, what impact would that have on my life? Like, and then think about the impact, the benefit of that, and think about how that relates to your ultimate goal. So if your ultimate goal is to be financially free, to not worry ever about money again, to be traveling the world, to whatever it is, I think your focus has to go there. And then you almost say, well, now that's actually, I'm excited to be doing it because that's where it's going to lead me to. And I think it's about having that clarity that that's what it needs. And if once you get that clarity, then you think, well, this is just a means to an end. And and if I don't do this, what's the cost? Like, what's my life going to look like? There's something I did something called landmark education many years ago. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. My missus.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah,
oh,
my
really?
missus did that.
They
Over in Australia, they do landmark too, mate.
Many years ago. But I remember them always saying, you know, what's your almost certain probable future? Like, if you carry on doing what you've been doing, or, you know, there's a probable future, isn't there? Unless you get lucky and whatever, but most likely you could almost predict how your future is going to be. So I think, you know, focus on the benefits, focus on the emotional things that attract you, and then think, well, this is what, and don't set crazy targets at first. Like, okay, that's it. You know, I'm going to wake up at 2 in the morning and I'm going to have green juice every day and I'm going to go for 3 hours of a run. And then you're like, one day in and you're like, hell no, I'm not doing this. So like, you've got to set just like baby steps. So what's one thing you could do tomorrow that could improve you? And how long can you do it for? And then add another thing the month after when you've got a bit of routine. And then it's just slowly becomes a little habit. So, yeah.
So just checking in with the comments. Con, sorry, Andy, did you say something? I can't get past Gav's water bottle. It's a distraction.
Con should be a comedian, mate.
1.5 liters. I like to check in and make sure I'm drinking enough water. So if I go through a couple of these bad boys a day, or with my smoothies and the juice in that, it's just like a good indicator, really, mate. So, yeah, apologies if you can't get past that. But on a more serious note, Tony's saying, I understand where Andy is coming from. Like when I was in the Marines, Royal Navy, up 5 a.m. every day, your mind is trained to do this.
And that's the thing, Tony. I mean, in that environment, in a way, it's almost easier because it's not easier, like it's tough, but it's easier in the sense that you've got no choice. You've got to do it. But it's like, I love the saying, I don't know if you've heard the saying, it's what you do when others aren't watching. You heard that saying?
I learned that the hard way, yeah.
It's what you do when others aren't watching. I think that's one of my favorite sayings, because it's all well and good being your best when everybody knows about it. So you can show off that you're great. But when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to do something, and nobody's going to ever know whether you did it or not, what do you choose? And what do you choose on a consistent basis? So it's like if you committed and said, look, do you know what? I've got to work at 8 o'clock. So the only way I could do my analysis is that I've got to get up at 5. And then 5 o'clock comes and you're like, oh my God, I'm knackered. Do you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. And then you go back to sleep. No one's going to know, right? No one's going to know. But you do that on a consistent basis, then you're the guy that says, I don't have time. I mean, that really is the worst excuse I can come up with. I don't have time. You make the time. You make the time. Like, I've seen it so many times. People telling, like routines that are just normal jobs, and they're like, I don't have the time. And then I've seen other people who like will wake up at 2 or 3. So it's just about commitment.
Like James is saying, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
What's the self-fulfilling prophecy?
Whatever you're creating. So like what you're saying, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, whether you can achieve something or if you believe it, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't have enough time, then you're fulfilling that.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I think
that's how I've always assumed that. James, if you're meaning it in a different perspective, then please let us know. For sure. And I think people, I've always heard someone say worrying is negative goal setting, which is also a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you worry about things, it's okay to actually understand things. If you're in a crappy situation, you don't just go kumbaya, grab your guitar and start playing and everything's going to be great. No, you're in a crappy situation. Acknowledge it. But then it's about, well, if I give it too much time, aka worrying, then I'm just focusing on what I don't have and what I'm not going to have. So give it that realistic approach and say, right, this is crap. I don't like this. Now, how am I going to turn this around? What do I need to do? And always, it's always, I think it's Tony Robbins is the classic one. I don't have time for this just means it's not important on my to-do list. And everybody's got a to-do list of things, whatever that may be. How do you get a new habit that you're trying to create higher up in your psychological to-do list?
Yeah.
How do you cut into that? How do you bypass the brain?
Well, I think it's what we spoke about. I think it comes down to the individual as well. Like, how bad did you want it? If you don't want it bad, and by the way, we're speaking to a group of people here that I assume want to achieve a lot. You wouldn't be doing trading, you wouldn't be here because this is absolutely not for everybody. And I know that friends and family, that most people wouldn't be able to hack it, not even have this conversation, to think, oh my God, I need to actually do something or, get uncomfortable. So, I kind of respect everybody that's here, that they're on this journey. And, you're in a great environment with this group. I've got to tell you that. And we will continue to keep it that way. And I think you just got to keep working and keep, generating exciting goals for life. And also just enjoy the process. So,
talking of exciting goals, this was one of my exciting goals. Gav is looking Australian today with the hairdo. Thanks,
yeah, and the accent.
All right, mate. I don't know why I do that face.
I know, that's brilliant. And you know what? That's great that you did that face, because we can always screenshot that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
And I know a man called Steve Frost is very good on Photoshop. I'm not giving anybody any encouragement.
No, but on a deeper level, I just wanted to test myself and just go, do you know what? I don't have to do my hair. I wanted to check my ego and see what came up. And it's the first thing you laughed at when I logged in. And that's just good for me to push myself and to say,
I didn't laugh at you, actually. That's your subconscious.
Oh, what were you laughing at then?
I just laugh at things. I wasn't laughing at your hair.
See, that's interesting how we perceive that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though you said, Struth, mate, you haven't done your hair. Go and do it before the show.
Do you know, that's what I was laughing. I was laughing at the accent.
Yeah, but I mean, I like doing things like
I was like, what was I laughing about? But yeah, I was actually laughing at our accents. That's why I was laughing. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's filtered, isn't it?
For sure. And I just keep at the moment, I'm just trying to uncover layers and sub-conditioning and sub-personalities and what's social conditioning, what's a habit of mine, and just it's interesting for sure. And I love exploring this. Like Vilius is saying, it's the best journey ever. This journey of self-discovery, whatever it may be. This is an interesting question from Gaven again. According to what you classify, what is most important for you, Andy? Like what I guess what are your whys and how? Because another question I'm sure I saw someone say is like, so does that mean you use emotion to set yourself towards the goals? Which I think that's what we're saying. Yeah. Emotion will get you there. And that's obviously why they say, that's why people say set yourself a big goal or set yourself a dream, because it's going to have the emotional energy. Emotion is movement. So if you're utilizing your emotions, that's what they're for, to get us to move or to do or to achieve, and connect as well. So based off that, what you how would you answer that question, mate?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first thing is I'd say is that it's a moving thing, like, and in different stages of your life, it will change. So I think for a big part, the most important thing for me was to have choices, to be able to have the time be my own. I think without having anybody control my time, or tell me when I can go on holiday, or to be able to afford the things that I want. I think those were my key motivators for a long time. I'd say now it's that's always there. I mean, to be able to provide a great future for my kids, I think that's a really important part. But, so from that point of view, everything that I do, definitely that's a big part of it. But I think now it's about, I've got a goal, a big goal, like to be the #1 trading coach in the world, to make the biggest impact on people, to change the odds around where they say, oh, only 5% of people succeed. I want to flip that. And for me to do that, I have to be even way, way better than where I am today. And that's why I have to keep pushing myself to get there, to have that impact on people so that they can. So it's like, and I get a lot in return. I get a lot of energy. And I don't think there's anything more fulfilling than changing somebody's life. So, yeah,
Thank you for sharing
no worries.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So look, as usual, the time is blitzed by, and it's been a bit more chilled out one. Last week we had a bit more banter, and I like that we can mix up the energy and mix things around. But it's already gone 6:45 in my time, so that's 8:45 your time, right? So with that being said, I think it's time for Hunky Man to make an appearance again. Where is it? Here it is. Under Demi's trade setup of the week. Take it away, Mr. Dolmio, man.
All right, Mr. Dolmio, man. Okay. So, my friends. Right. In all transparency, guys, I like to be honest with people. I've been doing more crypto trading over the last couple of weeks than I have been doing FX. But I did look through cable, and I think I have something good. So, well, certainly something we can work with. So I'm gonna do a quick screen share. I hope this is okay, guys. We're gonna go through cable. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let me just start from the beginning. Yeah, I'll just kind of share with you some of the things that I just see here. Actually, we don't need to go through the beginning. We can just work with what we've got. So I'm gonna just get rid of these lines. So cable, we had a very, very nice reversal candle so far that's kind of hit our weekly level. So that's the automated weekly level, guys, that we've hit. Okay, so we've created this shooting star on the weekly. I mean, it's not a closed bar. It's closing tomorrow. But nonetheless, it's unlikely that, you know, it's going to close bullish. It's very unlikely at this stage. What's quite interesting is that we've got a D just slightly higher, but that got quite close to it. But anyway, that's kind of there right now. And so what I'm looking for is potentially a retracement. I do think cable's going higher. I think the dollar is going to continue to be weak, but we've got the potential for at least a short-term retracement. So I had a little look at the daily chart, and I plugged in my daily levels just before we got on. So here's what I see, guys. Look. So we have, in fact, let me just delete them so that I can explain each part. Right, delete. Where is that? Support. Just delete. Can't see it. Have I not got it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. It's just over there. Okay, so I can actually just show you the Fibonacci. So a couple of things. So we've got the Fibonacci, which has created an A, B, C, D. Okay, so the D is where it should be. And it's then created this super shallow move. And look where it kind of got to, guys. If you guys remember, I always say this, the 200 in the fade zone is so powerful. Right, so we have a 200 of the old Fibonacci with a fade zone here. And then when you zoom in, what have we got? Well, we have got basically, who knows what candle formation that is?
Begins with E.
It does. Let's see who's going to get it. Gavin's going to send you a prize.
No, he's not. They know that. That's why no one's entering the competition.
There we go. Well done, James.
Facebook user.
James is correct. James, please contact the Australian man for your prize. So, evening star, guys. Now,
there was two Jameses, by the way, so we're clarifying. this James.
All right. Well, yeah.
Not for the prize, but just for the.
Well, no, you said it now, mate.
The only reason is because look, we don't Facebook user. We don't know who you are. Log in, click in on the stream.
Yeah. Otherwise, we can't know how smart you are. Right.
Okay. Back to the setup.
Right. So.
But good job, guys.
So evening star. So now, when you see an evening star like this, if you are going to take the evening star, like you want to short this, typically, if typically the market will do one of two things. It will either just break down, or if it does pull back, it will typically pull back to the 61.8% Fibonacci. So I always like to see where that is. So you can just simply take your fib tool and just have a little look to see where that is. Okay. And let's just mark it down. So it's there. Right. I'll get rid of this now. Which is around 41.50 approximately. I'll double check that on the 4-hour chart, but around 41.50. So if you want an early entry, and again, this is probably, I mean, that could happen tomorrow. If you get a DTR there as well, it's great. But anyway, 41.50. Now, when you go over to the, and these are my automated lines, guys. Again, I can just draw them in again for you, but I just did it quickly before I came on. So those are the fibs. Okay. So you just zoom out to the starting point, and then you just plug in the indicator, and then it draws in basically your trend lines. So if you guys want confirmation, then you can wait for this line to break. Now, 8 times out of 10, guys, this market's going to move to the next trend line. Okay, that's statistically proven. So when you look over here, let me just get my pen out. So I do apologize if I am a bit slow motion. I must say I haven't slept much. So I don't know if I'm as vibrant as I normally am, but I am doing my best. So we've got this looks like a complete fib cycle there as well. So you'll probably get a bounce here. And so we could basically mark down that sort of 41.50-ish. That looks way too high at the moment. Well, actually, it's possible. Let me just double check that, guys. Did I do that correct? Just make sure that is the 618. Yeah, it's correct. So if you want to get in early on, so you remember you've got the evening star, and this is just a retracement of the evening star. You could look to sell it there. You could look for a selling opportunity at 41.50 as an entry point. The other option is you let this market either pull up and break, and then you look to sell it there, or you let the market break like that. It will probably find some kind of support there, and then a correction there. And you could do the fib from this to this to this and look for maybe some sort of confluence there. So like ideally you want to have a confluence. So as things stand right now, I think a pullback here with a DTR confirmation is a good entry point for a retracement. For those that like to have confirmation, I would either wait for this to break and then try and get a retracement, or If it does pull up again, you can wait for it to break, and then you can play a breakout there, and then again you could just place your stop at the highs or just there. So I have to give you a few different options, just mainly because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, because I could say to you, hey, play the pullback there, and then that just breaks down, and then you've got no setup. So does that all make sense?
Yeah, thank you for giving us the choices. And that gives us some context behind, because it's not a linear thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not. And you have to, you just have to, you have to have a plan for different scenarios. As long as you are not jumping into a trade with no plan, as long as you have a structure, so that let the market do what it's going to do, and then have a structure. So where it is right now, if you've got a DTR there, for example, and this starts to go up like there, you might say, well, okay, I'll sell that. But again, it is Friday, so these kind of ideas probably they may be better next week. So it doesn't necessarily mean you take a trade tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. Well, look, we're coming up to the hour mark. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. That's been the professional trade setup of the week. What are you going to do now?
Me?
Once we finish, yeah.
Crypto.
Same.
Crypto, my friend. I am trading plus and I'm recording at the same time. So if I take a trade, I'm recording it and giving you my insights. I've got some great content. I haven't played it actually. So I say I've got great content. I haven't played it back yet, but I just literally
don't jinx it. But I think what's clear, we're getting a lot of interest for this. We're going to have to do something similar, a similar version. So we keep this one authentic and honest for the pips freaks, and then we do one for the crypto freaks. We'll have to do another.
We'll have to do another show.
Yeah.
We don't need to rest, mate. We can just keep going. Yeah, we'll just do it all night, mate.
No one's going to get bored of us. What's there to get bored about?
Exactly,
as long as we keep the content.
And as long as we keep changing our accents.
And our hairdos.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you with a mohawk next week. Can you pull that off?
I tell you what, you don't even know how much product I put in this hair so that it looks half okay. I mean, I've got at least another month before I can have a haircut, unless Boris changes his mind.
I can't believe you haven't employed Mrs. Demi again. Her rate's too high to give you a haircut again.
Well, it's like I said to you, mate. We need to order. Well, we have to order some proper tools. Like literally last time, I was like, "You just got to cut this." Like, so we just found some scissors in that are not for hair, and she's like literally just trying to cut it.
Brilliant, mate. Get some clippers. And
yeah, I've got some, but for some reason they weren't working last time on my hair. God knows why.
Clippers don't go wrong. Everything looks better with a tight fade. No one will notice the top as much. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what your hair looks like then in the next couple of weeks. If you're going to try it yourself, or if you're just going to let it grow out, that'll be brilliant. Actually, we've got to get you in some different looks. But look, guys, hope you're having a good week so far. Hang in there with all this shenanigans and malarkey, especially if you're based in the UK. And yeah, just trying to just give some shout outs to people before we go. Hussein Afi in the house. Thank you, guys. Great show. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. I second. Ditto, Richard. Get some clippers, my friend. Get some clippers.
Richard, have you shaved your hair off? I'd love to see that.
Demi dreadlocks.
I'd love to see what my parents would say if I went over there with dreadlocks.
That'd be brilliant. Clips like a pro. Love it.
Would have a heart attack. Love
it. Buy that domain.
Demi locks. Yeah.
I love mentioning new people as well that are on the show. Terence Dold, new member.
Welcome, Terence. I don't know if I've seen you before, Terence.
You have or you haven't?
I don't think so.
No, I haven't, and I like to shout out and pay homage to new people, because obviously, you know, I've done it before. You join a group and you watch the content and you think, oh, it doesn't matter, I won't comment because they'll never see it, or it doesn't really matter. But we really appreciate your input, especially whether you're new to this or you're old to this. So Terence, thank you very much for making that comment and for tuning into the show. And obviously, hopefully it's for your benefit. So yeah, we really appreciate that. We're gonna vamos. Have an amazing weekend, even if you are part of the circus that is the UK right now. Sending you lots of love, and yeah, hopefully it's not going to be too long before that subsides. But thank you guys. As usual, it's time for us to play our tune, getting out of the show. Thank you for tuning in. Keep the comments coming in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.